Hello, good evening once again, and thanks for joining in at Oskana. Today, I just want to engage with you, just talk with you freely. First, I want to talk about people told me about young people getting married, and if I think it's the right thing for them to have joint account, put their money with their spouse or their significant other. Well, I don't see anything wrong with it, but I think in the beginning of every relationship, in order for us to have identity and not get stuck up in the other person or kind of complain about what the other person is doing. After a few years together, yes, I don't see anything wrong with it if you both equally work. Um, but in the beginning, you should have like an account for your home expense and individual accounts for each person. That way, you are able to freely do what you want to do because one might spend more and one might be the more frugal one, which is a good thing because it all comes to the same family. So that way, you're able to kind of put your joint money for your bills, for your mortgage, or your rent, whatever the case may be, in an account, in a joint account, and your individual account, savings, or whatever. You can do that. So I think it's good in the beginning. And if it's not working for you as you grow older together, um, things will just come naturally. Sometimes we can overthink things and overplan things because then it just look to me it's more like we go to work. So, and when you're home, things should be more relaxed and not so planned and so sought out. But if that's what works for you, you can, it's not what works for A works for B. Is we have to see what works in our relationships. Okay, so that answers the questions for the people, and I think I have touched that before in the past, but I guess a lot of people are interested in that. So I guess I answered your question. But the thing that has been so mind boggling for me, and something I've always, wanted, to talk about, not I had a lot of friends growing up, a lot of people knew me, but not a lot of people knew me right down because I'm someone that, if you know me, I talk about things I want to talk about, things that are more surface level. But like, even when I worked here in the US, I had friends, that want to go out with me on break, and I always tell them, well, if you're coming out with me, yeah, I talk. Talking to me is just a way of just passing the time. And if you think whatever I'm telling you is us, you getting to know me or serious things about me, I just let them know up front. I do not say things like that. Things like that, I kind of keep my personal, I'm a very, very private person in that sense. So when I talk to people, we might just have discussions all day. I can gabble and talk with people, but I really am very, very private in my own personal life. So not a lot of people apart from my family really knew. From when I was very young, I was always hardworking. Yeah, my parents had a business and all the kids went to work with them. But while I was there, I always tried, just like over here, when you say kids have that like lemonade stand, there was a place we called Lagos Street in Benin. I always used to buy like little provisions while I'm in my parents' office. I just felt I was there all day. So if I'm gonna be there all day, I might as well make my own little money. So I will buy stuff, buy like candies. There was something we call malted biscuit. It was like a Biscoff cookie over here. So I would go and buy, sell it, so that when people come to my parents' business, if they want snacks for their kids, they will buy from me. And sometimes I don't even have money to start a business. I will get from my eldest brother, and by the end of the day, I already made enough profit and pay him back his money. And then the next day, I can go and buy my own stock like that. But these days, I know things are so hard, especially where I'm coming from. Life is kind of different. It's not like it was when I was growing up, where people went to school and then come back home and, everything, or people got college education and then they can just start living a good life. Is not as easy as that anymore. Which is a fact. It's like, you see some people with college education driving keke bike and stuff. So it has made a lot of this. I'm going to have a disclaimer. If you really can't take it, don't watch this, because I'm gonna say about a lot of stuff that are kind of horrifying, that not a lot of people can hold. So if you're that kind of person, please do not listen to this segment. So, and now a lot of people, they will go to any extent. I know we should. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to achieve something, but we always should have a limit. I know it's so hard to tell people these days that hard work pay. It really does. And sometimes I have people back home that just think the answer to their prayers is coming, is going to the diaspora, and everything will be answered. Not necessarily. And I'm not saying it. It's like, I'm not saying it because I'm not in Nigeria. I'm just saying it that even if I was in that situation, there will always be something for me to do. I've always been hardworking. From when I was in primary school, I always did my own business. Nobody knew about it. Even when I was in secondary school, back home, because in secondary school back home, we have these people that say, they'll write you letters and say they want you to be their school mother. A lot of my school daughters that I really liked, not even people that were my peers knew about it. A lot of my school daughters that I really liked, that I drew closer to me, I made them work for me. It wasn't all about just school daughter. I used to go to a place where they call New Market in Benin City, and I would go there, buy bags of oranges, and then make my school daughters go to the market and sell it. So I mean, like sometimes when I'm peeling oranges here, people are like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, that was where I used to peel oranges when I was younger. And I used to sell it." Nobody knew I did all those. A lot of people just thought, "Oh, my parents were okay," and I didn't know those kind of life. Yes, I did. I did everything. I had people that went to I used to go to the market to go and select the best oranges, so that when they go and sell my oranges, I sold myself, you know. And my college daughters, we all made money together. That was the kind of person I am. That is why even now I'm always like dibbling and dabbling in all kind of business. I really am not the kind of person that can sleep. If I'm doing one thing, I want to do another. I want to do another. Even if one is successful, they're like, oh, concentrate on it. Yes, I am concentrating on it, but I'm thinking of other things, because that's just the way my mind works. And I've been like that ever since I was very young. Okay, now going back to really what I wanted to go to is that a lot of people where I'm coming from are so interested in making money the fast way, that you see a lot of like money rituals, even very very young people. Yes, I mean, when you go through stuff, no matter how young you are, you just are looking for a way out. But there is never no way out like that. The best way for you to get something is through hard work. And that hard work just gives you so much, that some people just don't understand, when you get successful, it teaches you a lot of stuff. You know, it makes you, it create some certain kind of character, and you have, you know, some certain ways about you. So it is really good to work hard, because yes, if you just drop money in a plate for me, will I really know how to use it? No, because it's not, you know, no matter what, no matter how much you have, always still teach your children the way to be able to work hard and to sustain themselves. And that was what I was taught. And that is the reason I so much want to work hard and to achieve. And that is what I teach my daughter. My daughter does like multiple things in her life. She, you know, because that is what I always, you know, that's what she saw me doing. And as she grew up, she just knows, you know, I mean, you have to have different ways where you make money. Yes, you might not make 100% from here and 100, you know, but you look at it, every little bit matters. You know, I was reading an article, and you know, dove more into it and saw about these young kids. They were teenagers, and they were, you know, they actually researched this on, they said on Facebook when they were caught and they interviewed, uh, how to get rich quickly. You know, they went into money ritual and actually took their girlfriend. This is back home in Africa. Took their girlfriend and killed the girl just to be able to get rich quickly, because they saw it. There's ritualists told them that's the way they can make money. You know, so, and then they actually killed the girlfriend. You know, when to put, you know, I just don't want to horrify a lot of people, but killed her, you know, and cut her up and put her in different streets, because, and then that they would chant and chant, and they will make money. It's not so easy, you know. People just get caught up. It's like, I went to a thing. I actually went to it not because I wanted to make money. I went because a friend of mine said we should go to a section. This was years back when they had five links, and she was like, because it's a thing which is more of a pyramid thing, you know, five links, and then they used to say it was the VOP, which was almost like the what is it called? The thing that you get from Walgreens, the thing to make phone calls. Five Links was offering it. If you have that and a computer, you don't have to use phone calls. And then, in order for you to make money from it, you have to bring five people. Those five people bring five people. Those five people bring five people for you to start making money. And then they will show you one person who has a BMW and say, "Oh, he got this from Five Links." You know, which was to me, I went there and listened, and they're like, "Oh, you want to pay your registration fee?" I said, "No, I just came for this person." And I met a friend, another friend over there, who was like, "Oh, this is very good, this is very good." You know, I'm like, no, I really don't believe. I did it when I was young. So I did something like that. I was 16 years old when I was in Nigeria. My sister had a friend that was dating this older guy. The older guy told us how we were going to make money. We should get our money, and probably I said it in another segment as well. How, you know? So I obviously I'm telling you the truth. Um, how we were going to make money, and he had this cut up piece of paper. It was dark, and it was like we saw him actually do it. He had this dark paper, put it in a bowl with water, and pour little substance in it. He said it was mercury, and when he washed it, the thing turned into money. So we saw the way the girlfriend was buying stuff. So my sister was like, "Oh, we'll be rich, we'll be rich. Let's just give him our money." So I always saved since I was young. So the little savings I had, the little savings my sister had, um, we both gave our money to this guy, and this guy gave us this cut of paper because it was going to double our money. These are the kind of things we have back home. It was going to double our money. Then he took us to a place where we're going to get the mercury. He gave us the mercury. He said we're going to put only a drop inside our bowl and wash the paper. It will turn into currency, and then we return the thing back. Whatever that substance is, never gets home with you. Before you get there, the thing bust open, break, and this guy was like, "You know how many thousands I spent for that thing?" The money we gave to this guy, we didn't see the money. And then his mercury thing now broke with us. So now we are not thinking we lost our money, we lost his money. Not no, we didn't lose his money. He just took our money. He just took us for little suckers. I was about 16. My sister was about 20. He just took, he just took our little money, and when we told our father, and he told us, he laughed at us, and he was like, that was so stupid, because if we believe that that guy could make us rich by just washing this piece of paper, he said, why would that guy do it for us? That was the question my father asked us. Why would he do it for us? It was like, the only way for you to get successful is through hard work. And ever since then, that never left the back of my mind. I always know whatever you want to achieve, you really do have to work diligently for it. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have a lot, it's going to be a lot of obstacles on the way, and you are going to get discouraged. And if you tell your dreams to people, there'll be a lot of people to discourage you. So sometimes, if you really do believe in what you want to do, work hard for it. Don't tell it to too many people, because only tell it to the closest people to you. And sometimes some of them might be scared. Not that they're discouraging you on purpose. They might be very, very scared, and then telling you, oh, this, you can't do it, you can't do it. Is their fear. And you don't want nobody to project their fear on you. You need to talk to like minded people like you, who are go getters, dreamers, and I walk towards the dream. There's a difference between dreaming and not walking towards your goal. You dream and you walk towards what you want to do. It's like in I think it's another thing in the crowd one. A lot of people are getting rich on crowd one, but not the people. Like the people in South Africa, not the people that are actually going, that are investing in crowd one. They just deceive you and steal your money. you know so I would like our youths, our young people, to know, yes, the system is failing a lot of them, but still we can believe in ourselves and try to work with what we have, and just little by little we will develop and we would grow. Sometimes it's not so much we're going abroad, we're going this place, we're going that place. So work with what you have, because if you cannot work with what you have where you are, even if you go abroad, yes, it is. There are more opportunities, but sometimes it's really, really hard, because you come to these places, you go to these places, you do not have your residency, you're going to be there for a while, and just wallowing and wobbling. People can be successful anywhere. Yes, we do not have a lot of the examples. It's because we cannot have examples of people being successful when all we are thinking of and dreaming of is going somewhere else. So we are not concentrating on the resources of where we are, to work with those resources to make it better. So we should just try, look around us. When you look around, you can just think of it as, yeah, if there are no jobs, then make jobs, make something. you know a lot of things, we always depend on things being imported. You know, if there are no shoes, let's start making shoes. What are shoes made of? We should be of more creative mindset. You know, you think of it, yeah, you want, Africa is very rich in resources. If we really look around and think of those things we want in other places and try to make it, it's like the student people go to schools in Africa. They say they can't find jobs. Yeah, they study this, they study that. If you use those things that you study and try, yes, you're not going to. I'm not going to tell you you're going to open a very very nice medical facility, but if you start somewhere and you are able to take care of little things, you know, you and your peers come together and say, okay, this is what we studied in school. You know, with this, we can use it to do the do with what we studied. We can use it to A B. We can use it to make C D. And when we start doing that, you know, eventually we use it for our people. There are a lot of people that always travel abroad to go and get medical treatment in Africa, but there are a lot as well that cannot live there. You know, they cannot live there. They don't have the means to be able to live there. So if we're able to provide things to these people, we will be able to, you know, I've watched a lot of young people. There's this young lady that makes these wool bags. uh, she's from Nigeria, and her wool bag starts from $180 to $300. She just make it with the knitting wool, the yarn, and she is making something out of it. And a lot of people are buying it from the diaspora. And eventually, that kind of young girl, if she start making it and employ people and teach them her craft and do more, she is going to make more money because she already has a lot of clients that are not even Nigerians, from all over. And there's another lady that makes like the wicker chair, you know, the wicker chair I used to see when I was young. I got it for my first apartment in Nigeria when I was 16. She used that same wicker to make all kinds of things, mirrors, everything. And it's so impressive. If people can do that, if these young ladies can do that, if that young lady that was working in the office and she got tired and said she wanted to drive the keke taxi, and she's doing that and she's making it very successful and making success out of that, if a lot of us come together and do that same thing, we won't keep complaining there are no jobs, there are no this, there are no that. We would have those things. And yes, there's nothing wrong in traveling. You know, to me, travel is a way of, travel is to me is even an education. It's a way for you to know more than just staying at home. You know, but we just can't base our whole life on we gotta go somewhere. You know, any stage of life, anywhere we are, we can be successful. And, you know, take small steps, and small steps become mighty ones. And all we have to do, believe in ourselves, believe in God, and we will be successful. Thanks again for joining me this evening. And the makeup look is from Zbella Cosmetics. She didn't do the makeup this time, but all my makeup stuff were from her: lash, eyeshadow, blush, the shim shimmer, the contour, everything from Zbella Cosmetics, and fabric from Osadi as usual. And thank you so much for joining us, Connor. And please join us next time. God bless you and good night.